All right, we've settled on a final way to do the video. It's going to be like this. I'm going to guarantee to my editor fiance that I will not move my hand from my knee the way it's positioned. There is a new microphone coming in next week. Coming in as in it's sitting under the Christmas tree. It will be on this table, and I'll be using it next week, which will be really cool. But anyway, I am making a video I don't normally make. This is probably going to be a long form, guys. Sort of like a news video, I guess. I still kind of consider it a DM rant, but a little bit of a hybrid. Because I've recently seen two different videos that have caught my eye. One from Bob World and the other one from Professor DM at Dungeon Craft. They had two videos. One DM Professor made first, and then Bob World responded, and so it's kind of been this back and forth about whether the scene for D&D YouTube, for ttrpg YouTube, is dying. And for me, I think both of them are partially right, but I also think they're missing something important. So basically, for Professor DM, the take is that his YouTube channel and other YouTube channels were struggling unless they leaned into immediacy and did like attention-grabbing content. D&D is Burning was like one of his titles for a video, so a very Doom-style video, while his crafting or advice or deeper stuff had slowed way down from previous years. For Bob World, he saw things differently. He was thinking and was putting out the picture that the dip wasn't because people stopped caring, but because a lot of creators leaned into news-based immediacy, and right now there isn't that much exciting news to feed the machine. And I think for that, Bob is onto something. I think he has a point. I'm new to the scene, but for me, I definitely could see where it's more of a scare term to say that it's burning or dying or anything like that. And that, yeah, maybe right now there isn't as much news-worthy things to talk about. And so those channels that were heavily focusing on those things or were putting out that content regularly maybe saw dips when they didn't release that content and released other content. So I think the part that everyone kind of agrees on, and it's almost undeniable, is that the space is way more crowded now. I've seen personally, as one who's joined the space and looking at other influencers in the space, a lot of smaller channels that fit in that, couple thousand range of subscribers or even higher in like the 40 to 60,000 range, like a recent addition that I'm sure will get some credit soon enough, if not already, is Mystic Arts. He has about like 60 to 70,000 subscribers, and he's quickly rising, on the up. And there's other, much smaller channels. And so you've got a lot of advice channels. You've got a lot of actual plays and skits and lore dumps and hot takes and reaction content, all competing for the same eyeballs. And that doesn't mean to me that the scene is dying. It means that the bar for standing out is just getting higher. My personal take for this is that adaptation matters a lot. Learning matters. Flexibility matters. I think that having passion is great, but passion doesn't guarantee people will care forever unless you're willing to explore new angles of it. Since starting my channel, I've already launched and ended series once I saw they weren't landing the way I wanted to. Not because they were bad, but because they weren't connecting. I think in the beginning I did I started with like memes. That's what me and my fiance girlfriend at that time started with, was meme content. We would just take clips from our sessions that we were recording. I was getting familiar with recording, and we'd make funny videos out of them. And we made some great videos that I really thought were funny, but that just weren't hitting with the, algorithm, with the audience. I was also learning about things. I was dealing with VPN issues, and I was really just getting my feet wet as far as exposure. So I was starting somewhere. But pretty quickly, once I realized that that type of content wouldn't be sustainable for where I wanted to head personally as a brand, as a channel, as a content style, what my edge would be, what my brand would be, or my identity, that's where I had to take that pivot away from those types of meme content and go towards something more that I could see holistically how it would build into the scenario. And at first, I really didn't know what to put out there. I did art narrations for a bit. I said I did meme content, but I also got into lore content. I really liked the lore content, but they took too long to make, and I couldn't get the audience like views for those, so I had to pause doing the lore content for now. I'd like to come back to those, but in the meantime, I've found ways to grow. I'm not a big channel. I currently have 159 subscribers, but my channel has over 162,000 views with 81 videos total. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because I leaned into experimentation, iteration, and paying attention. For me, it was about studying the craft, studying what other people were doing that was working and wasn't working. And so I started with shorts because they let me experiment fast. My DM rants started as genuine frustration. When I saw they resonated, they evolved into a way for me to consistently express myself, something that I think about every week. Whenever I'm playing D&D, DMing or player, and I run into a situation that makes me think, I go, man, I think I might want to make a rant about that and just express myself. Now, I've added fantasy acting challenges and DM mechanics videos, and they're doing well, which I love. And even though it would be easy, I've intentionally stayed away from generic DM advice videos. So for me, I think it's kind of silly, whether you're a big creator or a small one, to expect your ideas to land immediately or to last forever. Sure, dries up, and I think that's normal. Seeing that coming to me is kind of part of thinking ahead. And honestly, as someone entering the scene right now, I don't see a dying space. I see opportunity everywhere. I see new voices, new formats, new ways to engage. The game didn't stop. I think it just changed. Anyway, I'm curious to know what you guys think down below. Let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'm probably going to make this a long form because we're at 8 minutes right now. Probably going to make a long form and make it a short form where I put a little bit of a snip of this out there. I love you guys. Have a good Merry Christmas and make some mochas. I don't know.